I say I'm going to be a makeup artist, I just poke myself in the eye. Hi guys, my name is Ariel, and today I'm going to do a makeup tutorial for you. Today I'm really just going to wing it because I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I have my mirror here and I have all my tools set up. I don't have any makeup on my face right now, and my goal today is to kind of do a tutorial that is kind of like a very light eye with a bold lip. And I kind of like a dark bold lip in the fall. I think it's really pretty. Otherwise, a nice really like a fall smoky eye, which I'll also do a tutorial for if you guys want. Okay, so the first thing I do before I start my makeup anytime is I use this Carmex lip balm. And I use this just to basically prep my lips for lipstick or any sort of lip product that I'm going to put on. It helps keep them nice and moist and super great. And because of my nails, I can't really stick my finger in there. So I just get a little lip brush and I use that. So the first thing that I do to prep my skin is I use this Skin Intelligence pH Skin Normalizer, and this is from Market America, and I can link it down below as to where you can get it. And I usually just spray it in X formation and across my T-zone, and then I basically wait for that to dry. And as soon as that dries, I use my Aveeno Smart Essentials Daily Moisturizer, and it has SPF 30 in it. It's oil-free, hypoallergenic. I like it. I think it smells good. I just use 1 pump of that together. One thing that gets overlooked by a lot of people is that they think that if they have oily skin, they don't need to use moisturizer. And that is actually, hold on, that is actually completely false. Whether you have oily skin or normal skin, dry skin, anything, you should be using a moisturizer because it does help your skin keep that healthy glow, and it helps keep it nice and moisturized and not dry. And I'm sorry if I have to keep looking down, that's just where my mirror is. Hopefully it comes in all in frame. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, after my moisturizer, I'm going to take my concealer. And I'm just going to conceal any extra areas that I think need to be concealed here. So then I'm going to take this brush right here, which is just my foundation brush, but I'm just going to use this to help me work it out. But what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to conceal my under eyes once, and I'm not going to do foundation, and then I'm going to go over the top of my eyelids to act as a base, and in my inner corners there. And right here I'm just using the CoverGirl Invisible Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. And then I'm going to take this brush and just try to go nice and gently under my eyes and kind of work it through. The next thing I'm going to use is my Maybelline Dream Mousse. And this is in the shade Classic Ivory 150 because I am whiter than white. I'm going to go in with just this little brush, and I'm going to put just a little bit of that foundation because I'm not paying attention. Oh, and I normally wear glasses, so that's why I have to be so close to the mirror, and even as I'm close to the mirror right now, it's almost not close enough. So the next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows, and this one will work just fine. It's just an angle brush. I'm going to now I have very thin eyebrows, and I just recently started filling them in because I never thought that I needed to before, because my eyebrows are actually very sparse. You know, what's a girl to do? I'm just going to fill that in. Okay, so now that I have both of my eyebrows on now, and I fixed both of them and kind of filled in the sparse areas, now I'm going to go in with my colors that I'm going to be using on my eyes. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to take a Motives eyeshadow brush, and you can see it says Motives right there, just in case, you know, you wanted to try to do it. So I'm going to use this color, and I'm just going to try to blend it in. And this is a pretty neutral color for me. I have been tending to go pretty dark with my eyes. So this is a pretty neutral color for me. So we'll do that. And I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Okay, so now that I have the kind of crease, but it's kind of coming down into my eyelid and not just my crease, it's kind of all over here. So now that I have that color done, I am going to go in for my next color. Yet they're pretty neutral colors. They're not crazy. And then once I blend it out, it won't be very crazy. Next color, now I'm going to take this kind of a dark shimmery gold, and I'm going to bring it on my inner corner here. Fluffy brush. And this is my Motives Eye Crease Brush. And all of the other ones I did with the exact same eyeshadow brush. I just cleaned it off in between. I keep a towel below me on my lap just to kind of be able to wipe off my brushes. We're going to go ahead and blend. And blending it will also help make the colors appear more subtle. As you can see, I've blended out both eyes, and now we're going to go ahead and add in the color under our eyebrows. I'm going to go back in with my eyeshadow brush, and I'm literally just going to use a white, and I'm going to go in and put that white right under my under my eyebrow. Next eye. This will kind of give me that highlight. So now I'm just going to go in with kind of a transition-y color. So the color I'm going to use for that today is going to be, it's by Maybelline Eye Studio, and it's in number 40, brown, with a little bit of that very much lighter color. And I'm just going to kind of use both and go back and forth with those. And then I'm going to put it above and kind of go into my eye like this. I understand that it doesn't look perfect, at the first start. I know that it looks super unblended and it doesn't look really good right now. But the way that I see it is, if you guys can understand that, if you're starting with something and it doesn't always look right along the way, you can always fix it and make it look better. Or at least most of the time, you can at least make it look presentable. So now I'm going to go back in with my fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to start on the outside here. And I'm just going to blend in. I'm going to blend all of that color. I'm basically going to blend everything in together, so there was really no rhyme or reason to why I was putting the colors where I did. Now that I have that on, I'm just going to take my fan brush here, and all I like to do is just kind of do a sweep across my eyes, just in case there's any extra fallout. I don't want that falling out onto my eyes. I'm going to go in with my angle brush, that yellow that I had gone in with before. And I'm going to take that gold, and I'm going to go back into my inner corner and just make sure that it's highlighted nicely. I love a pop of color in the corners of your eyes. And this is my Motives. This is actually the Motives eyebrow brush. But this is the one that I'm actually going to be going in for. I'm actually going to put a little bit of shadow just kind of under my eye here. And I'm going to take that same brown that we used up above, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to put it right here. And just kind of smoke out that corner just a little bit, not a lot. I have a hard time with the left side because I don't have as much lighting on that side, but we're going to wing it and you guys can tell me if it looks the same as the other side. So now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my eyeliner, and this is probably what I need to get something new of. I love this. I've been using it forever, but the only thing that I find is it does smudge in places, and I'm not a big fan of that part. And I use this so much that the writing has come off, but it is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus eye pencil in black onyx. And I'm just going to tightline about 1/2 to 2/3 of the way across. So now I'm going to do the other eye. So now that I have tightlined both of my eyes, now I'm going to do my bottom waterline. I'm not going to go for a heavy line today. And because we're going for a very subtle eye, I didn't want to go with any liquid eyeliner on the top. So what I am going to do, though, is just take my angle brush again. Angle brush, where are you? Found it! Keep losing my angle brush. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and take a dark brown. It's like a shade darker. And I'm going to kind of use this on like the outer half to 2/3 of my upper eyes. Okay, so now that I finished the other eye, and I'm sorry if I don't show all of the show both eyes, because normally it's easier for me to do the right side, especially the way because I do most everything with my right hand. So if I'm doing the left side, I end up being in this really contortion position trying to do my left eye, and it really wouldn't do you any good. But I'm just doing the same exact thing as I do to the right side. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and continue on with my face makeup. And I'm going to take my foundation brush. This is the same foundation that I was using before. And I'm just going to basically go in and put this in all of the places. So now I'm just going to finish completing my foundation. Okay, so now that I'm done with my foundation, the only thing I haven't done yet with my foundation is go under my eyes. So I'm going to conceal them again, and then I'm going to put the foundation on. And I have to try to be gentle, not to ruin the makeup that I put under there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with a little bit of foundation right over that concealer. So now that I have my whole foundation thing done, next thing I'm going to do is go in with my Dream Matte powder, and this is in the tone medium, which is also apparently named Sand. And I've also hit pan on this, as you guys can see. One thing that I do like to do first is, while I still have that semi-tacky concealer and foundation on, I just roll my finger in my powder, and I pat it under my eyes. Then I'm going to take my big fluffy brush here, and I'm going to take my powder, my matte powder, and I'm going to swirl it around, and I am just going to put it all over, and I'm going to set my foundation. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with my blush. And with my blush, I'm going to use this brush, which is just a fluffy brush. Mode is by Lauren Ridinger Cosmetics. And this is just a blush. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to try to, best place to do it is to smile. However, I know pretty accurately where my face is. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my bronzer, and for this bronzer I'm using the True Blend Minerals by CoverGirl, and this is just the mineral bronzer, and it is in number 435 in Golden Sunrise. Then you just suck in your cheeks and you find where the crease is here, and that's about where you're going to want to put your bronzer, and then I'm going to follow it up to my temples. Then I'm just going to go back in with my fluffy brush, and I just go like this in circular motions and make sure that everything is blended together. My highlight is something also by Lauren, and it is super, super shimmery. It's like a light gold. So I just take it a little bit on my finger, and I go over the tops of my cheeks like this. Then I'm going to go ahead and highlight my nose. I'm going to go ahead and do my Cupid's bow. Anywhere the sun naturally hits is where you're going to want to highlight. So I put a little bit on my chin, and then I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead, not a lot. The next and last thing that I'm going to do before my lipstick is going to be my mascara, and I am true to CoverGirl. I absolutely love CoverGirl, and this is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Extensions Lash Blast. I absolutely love it. I love all CoverGirl mascaras. I'm not really partial to either particular one. Now I'm crazy with mascara. Mascara alone could take me 5 minutes. And the last thing we're going for is my bold lip. So the lip that I'm going for today is just a drugstore brand. It's called Milani, and the color that I'm using today is number 22, which is in Chilled Brandy. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. 22 in Chilled Brandy. It is a very beautiful dark color. It's very dark, especially on me, whereas I'm so light skinned, and I put it on the other day and I had very bold purple eyeshadow going on, and I found that it was just too much for that look, so I ended up having to take it off. First time I'm trying it, so hopefully it works. Okay, so as you guys can see, this color is very prominent, but I do enjoy it very much. I think it's beautiful with a nice, pretty subtle eye like this, and I love the pop of yellow in my inner corners. So if you want to know how to get any of the products that weren't any normal drugstore products, so I will put the links down below of where you can find it, and I hope you like this look. Bye! Malfunctions are happening. malfunctions are happening. Okay. What is my next